We stand united in our hope and in our gratitude. Together we can make sure that Erik and Lyle receive the justice they deserve and finally come home.
This was huge news yesterday. The family of Erik and Lyle Menendez thanking prosecutors for requesting a resentencing for the brothers serving life in prison for the killing of their parents. The Menendez brothers going from no chance at parole to a shot at freedom after 2 Netflix shows threw their decades-old case back into the spotlight. The Los Angeles district attorney wants their sentence changed and the brothers released from prison immediately. Joining me now, I have criminal defense attorney David Gelman. David, always good to have you. I kid you not, I finished the Menendez brothers documentary an hour before this news dropped yesterday. When the DA made that announcement, you immediately thought to yourself, what?
I mean, I saw this writing on the wall way before it even happened. I'm looking at the videos of the defense attorneys and everybody in that room prior to the DA even coming out. And everybody's smiling, shaking hands, hugging everybody. I'm thinking to myself, game over. These guys are probably going to be out before Christmas.
You think that's possible, that kind of quick timeline?
I think it's extremely possible, Markie. So what's going to happen is today, the DA is going to motion to the court to resentence the 2 brothers to just life in prison with parole. Now they already have life without parole, but they want to resentence with parole, meaning they are already eligible for parole because they've been in for over 30 years. So while they were so young at the time, that's one of the reasons why I believe that they're going to be probably getting out. And I have a feeling Christmas time is going to be a present for the Menendez family.
I mean, it's just wild to think about them, being free men walking the streets, 34, 35 years later. The DA says he'll present 2 new pieces of evidence to the judge when making his request. One being that letter that you and I have talked about, written by Erik, detailing sexual abuse to a cousin 8 months before the murders. The second is a former boy band member from Menudo claiming the father also raped him. Will that influence the judge in this case?
Maybe a little, Markie. Frankly, I find it very difficult for a judge to consider that. Number one, who knows if this letter is authentic? Right. We don't know when the letter was written. Was it written before the murders or was it written after the murders? There's multiple stories to that. As for the sexual assault allegation against the boy band member, the Menudo individual, again, these are allegations and we can't corroborate anything. So I don't know how much this judge is going to be able to consider that. The biggest consideration the judge is going to see is, number one, how were they in prison? Did they have any infractions? But number 2, and this is the most significant one, they were 21 and 17 respectively at the time of the murders. They served over 30 years. California is a very progressive state. I think this judge, that is the big question where they're going to be looking. And I think those are the 2 keys they're going to look at: age of the case and age of the men.
Yeah. Do you think we'd even be having this conversation or this press conference yesterday if it weren't for these 2 Netflix shows?
100% no, not in this lifetime. The Netflix show and these celebrities, Kim Kardashian, Rosie O'Donnell, sensationalizing these 2 individuals, that is the main reason. And also, it doesn't hurt that the DA, he's down 30 points in the polls. This is like a Hail Mary for him. He has to do something to potentially get him reelected.
David, one more really quick question before I let you go. How slippery of a slope is this in terms of setting a precedent for past cases, future cases to come, where people claim sexual abuse at the hands of a parent?
It's like a water slide, because now what's going to happen is every defendant or who's been arrested and who's been incarcerated in California is going to ask for their case to reopen, and they're going to say that they were molested or they had some type of injustice happen to them prior to the incident that got them into this situation to begin with. So I think this is going to be a very dangerous time for the DA's department and the AG's department in California.
Yeah, I'd like to do a whole 2-hour long special on this. I have so many questions myself after watching both of these series. David Gelman, I'll be talking to you again soon, I am sure. Thank you for your time this morning. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.